What were we doing? What were we doing? Nobody. I
Uh,
forgot.
oh yeah, we were talking about ReZero because we watched episode 22 of the second season of ReZero, and what are your thoughts?
Huh. My thoughts are. Yeah, this episode. It felt like it was like they were trying to fit a lot of content just one episode. Like it was a weird pacing. I really liked it, and I think we talked about before. There was some predictions we made in the like a few episodes ago that seemed to be the case more or less. But yeah, that's what I think. We watched happiness reflected on the water's surface.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I thought the episode was like, I'm tired of this Roscoe person talking all this shit. I was playing stuff. God damn it! Here you go. You want to see the beast people? Here's all the beast people.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, the beast people just popped out. Oh, where have you been the last like 10 episodes?
He was like, all right, you want to see that? Want to know why he's confident? Here's the crystal. Even though that shit didn't work at all.
Yeah, man. I don't even. I can't. Okay, yeah. Now I like you just mentioned it, and I just remembered what the crystal was for. So that was that crystal from like the last season that was used as the barrier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that finally made sense.
How about you recap the episode and then I'll go into like more of my thoughts of the episode and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, like I said this before, this is episode 22. Happiness reflected on the water's surface. We kick off. Garfield and Elsa are like deep in battle. Okay, first off, let's start off with the that like beginning. I thought the beginning was like part of the opening
Hmm.
because like it opens up. They're like fighting in the darkness, and they have like color splashes on their face.
Yeah.
So like that's where we start off. Beatrice, Subaru goes to meet Beatrice, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna die. I know about everything that's going on. I know that like there are intruders in the castle, but I don't care because it's in this book that my mom gave to Roswell, and like so that means she must care about me, right? If she wants me to die, if she's written that I should die, she must love me."
It felt very like, no, he's not. She's just misunderstood.
Yeah, yeah. So we pick up from there, and like Subaru's like trying to explain to her, "Hey man, you should really value your own life. If I have to pick between you dying to fulfill this contract that you have and you leaving and breaking this contract but you can stay alive, as your friend, I want you to leave." And she's, "No, my mom loves me. She wants me to die, so I'm gonna die." And I've had this book that's been, I originally I thought the book was blank, or that the book was blank in some parts, but was full, like just kind of stopped working at some point.
Mm.
But it seems like it's almost fully blank.
Yeah, from my understanding, the book used to have words in it, and then like all of it just faded away. So the book is like completely blank now.
Yeah, okay, okay. We get to a point where Beatrice asks, "Are you that person? If you're gonna be that person, like I need you to rescue me.
Are you that guy?
Are you that guy?" And Subaru, for someone who has timing, has poor choice in words. He tries to explain to her that like, no, he's not that person because that person doesn't exist. Your mom made that up just to like
Fuck with
just
you.
to, as an experiment. Yeah, just to fuck with
Subaru was just straight up, yeah, I'm not a simp. What are you talking about?
him. And then she just kicks him out of the library, which we like find out as a side comment that Roswell. It seems to confirm that Roswell is a spirit. She makes a comment that like Roswell that this library is the library of a great spirit, which seems to point to Roswell being a spirit,
Hmm.
unless that like that is entrusted, unless she's maybe referring to like another spirit, or maybe what is the name of what is the name of of the witch of greed?
Echidna?
Yeah, maybe Echidna's a spirit, and she entrusted the library to Roswell because we still don't know how he got that library in the first place.
Hmm.
but this seems to go along with the theory of families being like great families being somewhat like related to spirits. But I digress. Subaru manages to like make it downstairs with Otto and Petra. Frederica saves them from dying. They make it outside the castle, and we see for the first time in a while we see Maylee, the little girl who we thought was a cool person, but turned out to be a serial killer, just like Elsa.
Not a serial killer, just a person that's passionate about their job, and their job just
Passionate,
happens to be murdering people.
yes. She's like it's like a weird cross between like a bounty hunter and a serial killer.
Like they are assassins because they get paid for do this, but they
Yes,
like especially for Ursula, it is definitely she really enjoys her work.
it's like the most extreme version of if you get paid to do something you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah,
I could just see that like written in like on like a poster in her house.
no, it's written out of bowels.
Yeah, it's written out about. Frederica just stays behind to fight her, while the rest are like heading towards Roswell's secret room. But they get interrupted by that giant lion beast thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Maylee comes in on a giant evil hippopotamus.
They said it. I was like, yeah. I was like, they were like, oh yeah, it's a pig. No fucking way, that's a hippopotamus. And then I was like, no, I was like, where the fuck did you get a hippopotamus here?
Yeah,
Hippopotamus don't live in forests.
yeah. And rather than continuing this arc and seeing like through to the end, we cut almost immediately back to the second trial where Emilia is taken to a what is it, an alternate present where she is living back in her village with Fortuna and Petalgeuse,
I say
Petalgeuse, whatever
Betelgeuse.
his name is.
We were never getting
Yes,
right.
Petalgeuse. After there's like they have this whole picnic. Amelia is kind of just dealing with like with her loss. Really happy to see them. She has to, walk away to I don't know if she said she was crying. Like they have a whole conversation there. Amelia leaves, heads up to the mountain to get like just get like stop and take a break, enjoy, this moment that she has with her family. Archibald comes in, he's asking like, "Hey, dude, do you want to live in this reality? Because you could if you really wanted to." And Amelia, much to our surprise, rejects the reality because she wants to live in a world where she is an admirable person and she has like other people that are waiting on her to succeed. And then we realize that was his name? Archibald is actually Echidna in the simulation.
Shock gasp.
Yeah, yeah. We're not really surprised, but we find that out.
I know where I was surprised.
Oh yeah, so Amelia's talking to her. She's Echidna's behind her. She's not really Amelia's not really looking at her. She turns around, and we have this whole scene like the last episode before they're through the whole story. We don't really see her face, and it kind of picks into that motif again, where we don't see her face while she's having this conversation until they cut into a close up where we see that she's crying for the first time, and she says, "I just truly hate you."
Man, I don't know how. Fuck. This character is so like such like a enigma wrapped in a puzzle wrapped in a walnut.
Yeah, Amelia finishes the trial, and she goes back outside where she's met by the villagers, who we would expect. Usually their regard is that they kind of don't trust her. She's sketchy. They don't like her, just like everyone else. But they have started to put their faith in her, and not only the villagers, the people of the forest who just decided to show back up again. Also, were like, hey, we're starting to kind of gain some trust in you, even though we don't know if you can finish this. But we believe in Garfield because he's a nice guy who would murder a bunch of people to just to keep everyone stuck in this.
Hey, he's a dependable wall, and I won't let you talk bad about my dependable wall that's willing to murder people sometimes.
Yes, it will keep us out, or yeah, who just wants to keep us in, even though we kind of want to get out. Then she enters the third trial again. where she is ready to face a disaster that is yet to come.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the end of episode 22.
Nice, nice. Oh yeah. I guess I have something off the bat that I want to like, I guess, get your opinion on and stuff like that. So when we're in this like when we're in Emilia's like unthinkable present during the trial, they make a very big emphasis that like Emilia, like especially the beginning where it's like Emilia doesn't get to look at herself in the mirror, and the end of the episode is pretty much her being able to like look at herself in the mirror or like in the reflection of the water, and like the thing she says is like, hey, I really don't look like Mother Fortuna, which is like,
Hmm.
I don't know, like it kind of leads into something else that I would talk about a little bit, but like, what do you think about that? I think it's just straight up like, hey, I know Amelia sees Mother Fortuna as her mother, but like I think that's kind of like soft confirming that like Mother Fortuna's not her mother for sure. She could still be Puck, and Amelia definitely sees her as a motherly figure, but I think that was kind of like saying like she's not her mom.
Yeah, we're beginning to step into the realm where, in my opinion, Amelia's going to start dissociating from like her ties with her mom and start to recognize that like, hey, she is of the lineage of the witch of envy. And I think we're going to start seeing like, hey, we're going to start seeing a way different shift in her character. I'm starting to think because I think that the subtext of that conversation that she has with herself is like I don't really look like Mother Fortuna at all. Is that she starts to recognize that I kind of look like the Witch of Envy.
Yeah, and I think like that makes a lot of sense for for what we know about the witches, because like they're all flawed in like some type of way, and like that they're true to whatever their sin is, but they're also kind of flawed because of that sin. I don't know. They normally have like a quirk in their character because they're like so focused on like a way of thinking.
If Amelia becomes a witch, well, she is a witch, but if she becomes like a full witch, what do you think her sin is going to be?
Well, I definitely think it's gonna be envy.
Uh,
I think, I think. What do you mean by like her sin? I guess like what?
I, I'm under the belief that each witch has their own sin. We don't know yet if it's handed down based on lineage. She could just be another witch of envy, or she could be something else.
Yeah. I could probably I can see envy. I don't know. I think it's like a little bit too early to call. A really interesting. Like I agree with you. I think there's gonna be like a shift in Amelia's character coming pretty soon, and I think it's a little bit early to call to say what. If I just base it off the show and like what we know, I think it's just gonna be the Witch of Envy, and I think it's gonna heavily more focus on like Amelia's gonna be tasked with a whole bunch of problems that she can only fix, and Subaru can't really help her with, and that separation is gonna make him worry about him more. And Subaru, we're gonna see like this. I think like there maybe this trait of like instead of a apocalypse, it's a media apocalypse every time Subaru dies or whatever.
Hmm.
Where it's like, hey, this is a precious person to me. Like he helped me, got to me. He's one of the reasons why I'm at this point. He's probably like truly my only friend, right? Or like even more like than that. Subaru is the only person that has a relationship with Emilia that isn't a contract for real or obligation, right? Rem and Ram are her servants. Well, not even her servants; they're Roswell servants. Roswell's relationship is based off of straight up a kind of deal, handshake deal, and even though she Emilia doesn't see Puck that way, she sees Puck as like a father figure or a mother figure or whatever. It is still like a contract between the spirit, right? uh Subaru is none of those things, right? So I think it's gonna be way more of like trying to protect this precious person from like the tragedies that have already happened because she's seen them already.
I'm going with Yandere, the Witch of Yandere.
The Witch of Yandere. But yeah, Yeah, I think it makes sense already because like we kind of already see that already because like beginning of the second season, like the whole reason like you know Emilia was way more protective of Subaru about like going to this sanctuary and stuff like that, and she specifically wanted to come so Subaru didn't get hurt, right? She was saying like she
Yeah,
was gonna protect him.
has not
Has not worked the fuck
really
out.
helped. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that kind of leads into I guess like do you have anything before I lead into other anything else?
No, you can go ahead.
Uh, I guess like this kind of leads into my theory as well. So again, I don't think this theory is real, but you know I'm not saying it's not real. Uh, I think Echidna is closer closer related to Emilia than Mother Fortuna is. I think Echidna is either Emilia's sister or something of like that nature in like a literal way.
Whoa.
Um, and I think she hates Emilia because like she is destined for this path or whatever, and like Akina has no like can't really stop it if that makes sense.
Whoa, that's pretty deep. Can you delve more into that?
I don't know. It's just the feeling. It's just the theory. Just the theory. Pretty much, I think like her relationship with Amelia, where she hates her so much, but it seems like there is some like a bit of caring or like a little bit something more there. Like her hates doesn't. Tasha, let me rethink this. Let me reword this.
Well, while you're rethinking, I'll just say we're definitely getting a closer look at what exactly about Emilia pisses Echidna off.
Yeah,
It seems to be something to do with her relationships with other people, which is weird considering that like Echidna is a person whose almost entire character as we've known her is simply someone who will fuck with people just see what will happen.
yeah. Like she doesn't care about people. Like she's like pretty much the antithesis of Amelia
Yeah,
right now. At least right now. Echidna hate seems more doesn't seem as cold or it seems more passionate in a weird way. Feels like there's like a bit of caringness in there as well. And I think like if she is her sister, that would make a lot of sense. And I feel like it's still a possibility because we know so little of like Amelia's real family. And no one will tell us because the show fucking hates me.
yeah,
But I don't know. I don't have any proof for it. I just had a feeling where I was like, I think Echidna is like maybe like a sister, and Amelia is kind of like destined for this happier life, I guess. And Echidna is dead. So
Hmm. There's an alternate but like adjacent theory. What if Echidna has some relations to Mother Fortuna?
hmm, what if Echidna is Mother Fortuna's kid?
Oh yeah, yeah. And she's just like, Dad, Mom, why weren't you there for me? Just pick this random kid, or I guess her niece.
Yeah.
That's an alternate theory. Here's a question:
What's up?
why is there an off button to the sanctuary? Why would Echidna create an off button that she like actively encourages people try to solve
Like, what do you mean by off button?
to free the sanctuary? Why would she create a trial, essentially an off button?
Oh, to like thing. Um, I
This seems like another one of those things like she just made it just to see what would happen.
I think maybe I think that's an easily possibility. I think it's like also like so from my understanding, the sanctuary or like this place kind of like the sanctuary kind of holds the witch's graveyard, right?
Yeah,
Right. So maybe having this off button is a legitimate way for her to escape from it. Like if you have a person like Subaru who is going to do these trials and is strong enough to like make it through all of them, she can like convince that person to like remember when she was asking like, hey, like make me like make me a part of you and like give me control and I'll be like everything you need me to be. I'll be like your lover, I'll be your comfort, I'll be anything you need, but as long as you like agree to this contract. And then if if that happens, effectively that gives Echidna what she wants. She can live forever. Because even if it was a regular person that like wasn't Subaru, that can die and come back, she just keep doing it with other people. You know what I'm saying?
No.
All right, so okay,
So what happens if you free the graveyard?
you free the graveyard, right? I think okay, I'll put it this way. All right, let me start from again. All right, to free the graveyard, you have to do these trials, right?
Yeah.
In any of these trials, you directly talk to Echidna.
Not. You don't have to.
Uh,
What is his name? Uh, Garfield did never talk to Echidna
that is true. But like I would say like he
directly.
yeah, directly. But like I wouldn't say he was like fit to do these trials, right?
Hmm.
Right. So like the trials like weaves people that are like capable of like stronger people, I would say. Like stronger people have to be able to do these trials and it has to be strong in a specific way of like this mental strength, right?
Yeah.
Echidna is interacting with these people in a way and she can like kind of test them and based off of that she can give them that offer to do the same thing that she did this for Subaru where it's like where she was thinking about like this offer she gave to Subaru where she was like saying like hey if you like give me your body I'll be everything you need me to be, right? And then
Hmm.
if that happens she gets a new body and she gets to do more Witch of Greed stuff like figure out more stuff and she can effectively kind of live forever, right? She would just keep doing it to people until there's no more people left, right? If that makes sense.
Well, that seemed like a separate offer. That wasn't necessarily upon finishing the trial, though. For Subaru's case.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like once I don't think you're going to finish the trial. I think you get to like trial 2 or trial 3. She makes the offer, you accept it, and then she can just leave,
No.
right? Like it's her trap, right? Like, and then like when you're about to die or like this contract is gonna be over, she just comes back to the sanctuary. She's still alive, and then she just waits for the next victim. Well, not victim, but person. Well, probably victim.
Hmm.
I think I maybe like I'm going. I don't know if this is right or not. I'm not trying to like say like it's evidence or anything, but I think generally it's a way for her to continue living forever.
That seems to be her desire.
Yeah.
I have a deviating thing. So if you have something else to say,
Oh no, go ahead.
well, I just had this thought when we were discussing about pertaining to when we were discussing Echidna's. I don't want to say emotional. I don't know. When we first see that Echidna like cries, I wonder if it could be a thing to do with Emilia's relations, or it could just be her greed in general
Hmm.
that she desires all this information, but what she just didn't realize is that she also desires like emotional connection.
Aw.
Also be a factor.
That is sad. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. That puts a sad twist on this.
It's like I just realized, after spending 400 years of fucking over my people, that I what I really wanted was love and mutual respect all along.
It's like it's like when you realize you're like, damn, I'm alone.
Yeah,
Shit. Fuck.
it's like it's he's literally Takashi 69 in that J Cole verse.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, but like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's I'm interested in to see if they explain that. Like, why is there off button, or I'm trying to say like I give my opinion, but I don't think it's super solid either.
I think it's a good opinion. I think it's a pretty good theory, and we will find out.
If someone's here listening to this, put your thoughts in the comments.
As long as you haven't read the light novel, don't spoil it. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't spoil it until I read the light novel.
Yeah, wait until this ends, and then we're gonna binge read the light novel.
Do you have any? I have another question for you. Do you have anything to say before I say anything?
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
Why didn't Subaru goddamn just say he's the guy?
I think he's making a good point.
I get it, but like, you know, there's you gotta die. Like, there's a lot of shit happening here. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's not the guy. There is no guy.
I know.
Roswell, was it Roswell that told him to say that he was the guy, or it was the Witch of Greed, right?
No, it was Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell wants him to say that that he's the guy. I think it's based primarily on his whole belief that people are weak
Hmm.
and that you need a person to believe in like somebody else to overcome their weakness. Whereas Subaru wants her to believe that, hey, dude, you can just leave whenever you want.
Yeah.
just like Garfield, you can leave whenever you want.
Oh man, the hidden connection between Garfield and Beatrice. They can leave whenever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I guess we can connect that to the Witch of Greed too. She can't leave whenever she wants, but there is a theme of like being trapped.
Hmm.
Technically that would also work for Emilia as well.
Yeah.
When we went to that whole arc where she really went deep into the Witch of Envy, like when we started seeing her like become more possessive of Subaru in that one loop.
Yeah. 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 I would agree. Yeah, I think yeah, you made solid points. I see what you're saying. It makes sense.
Oh, and also contracts with like Grant. This whole I didn't realize how heavy the magic system in this
Yeah, it is pretty.
show is
It
with
is not a soft hat.
contracts.
It's oh sorry, go ahead. Well, I was saying, it is not a soft magic system at all. But go ahead. What you're saying?
Yeah, it seems like everybody is placed in either contracts or literal prisons.
Yeah, yeah, I think you make a solid point. That makes sense. But it's just like, dude, there's so much shit going on right now. Do you really want to die right now? You're so
Yeah.
close. Another thing I would like to quick mention, I really like the adding that like that bringing back that beast from the movie in here, because as soon as they brought back the wolf beast, um
That's where he was from. I knew I'd seen it in the place.
yeah, he was from the movie, and I was like, oh shit, Subaru, you're so fucked. um
Yeah, the dude was eating other mobbies. That was crazy. He was like stepping on them, the ones that like follow him
yeah,
or follow the what is it called? It's like a I have the name over here. Like guilty low.
yeah, go too low.
Yeah, it was just stepping on like the things that like were following it and eating them,
Yeah, it's like
which is
it's
pretty hard.
it's like the relationship between like the birds that clean elephants, but way more way more violent.
Yeah, it's more like the birds that clean crocodiles.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I think like I really like the theming of like, hey, you know, it's important to think of for yourself, and like you're like these are more mental traps than anything. I think that's like a cool theme through the not just through this episode. I think it really hits on it on this episode, but I think it's like throughout the series where it's like, hey, you know, you're not confined to other people's thinkings, and you shouldn't try to confine yourself to other people's thinkings in a way.
Be your own person.
Yeah, you know, if you want to be a wall, but make sure you want to be a wall. Don't be a wall
Yeah,
because you just don't want people to leave you.
man, the show is so heavily based on relationships.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really like about the show. Sometimes it gets really preachy, like a last episode.
Hmm.
I didn't get to mention that, but last episode I thought was like super, super uh, on the nose.
Mm.
But it's also something I really like about it.
Yeah, I think this is why like a lot of people that initially watch the show, and like when you're saying like, hey, this is a good show, and they see the show and they're like, oh, this is gonna be a shonen show. I was like, it's not like your traditional shonen show, but it's still like a really great watch, right? The character gets his ass beat all the time. Like there's not much like it takes a lot for him to get anything done. And it's really about like yeah, like you're saying like his relationships with everyone else.
I have a second theory that is literally just pulled out of my head, uh, just this moment. Speaking of like the theme of like connections and contracts and things like that, what do you think is the magic system for the dark side of magic? Because we learned last episode
Mm.
or the episode before
Yeah.
that there are two types of magic in this world.
Yeah, and then the yin and yang magic.
Yeah, because it seems like the yin or yang the white magic or I don't know, is it white magic? I don't know which one's which. Yang magic seems to be connected, the one connected with promises.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, good go.
I'm wondering like what I wonder if like the dark magic is also connected with promises. We do see like, which makes me also wonder what what is so special about the mob beast? Do they also draw on like yin magic? Do they draw on dark magic? It makes me think about also like the witches and demons that we've seen that use like that seem to use more dark versions of magic, like the Witch of Envy
Hmm.
and the Demon of Melancholy, or even Subaru's belly button fist.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think, yeah, I think if we're based off of what we've seen so far, yeah, Yang magic, it seems to be super dependent on like promises or contracts in a way, right? Like, it's like you have a contract with a spirit, and the spirit gives you power, and then you have to give something back to the spirit like later on, right? Um, at least so far, like I think like almost all the like the good characters we have come across have used like a form of this Yang magic where they're like contracting like these small little ball spirit kind of things. I would guess, my guess, what Yin magic, how Yin magic works, is probably like it's based off of like, I don't want to say like intuitive feelings, but like possessive or like not yeah, possessive or like what's the word, like obsessive emotions, right?
Hmm.
So I'm thinking like this is why like a lot of the witches are called like witch of something, because they're obsessed with like one thing, and that's how like the yin magic works, where like the dark magic works on this thing. Like this person believes in like not being slothful or like not being something else, and that's where like the power gets drawn in. But I have no fucking idea at all.
I think you just made a really good point about like possessiveness. That seems to connect with the visual motif. Man, this show has a lot of good visual motifs. The visual motif of
Mm,
the hands that like either the hand that pulls Subaru into the world, the hand that seems to belong to the Witch of Envy, the hand that belong of Juice when he uses the power of the sloth, or the sloth factor, the Witch of Sloth. Am I missing anyone else
uh,
who has a dark hand?
well, like, and we haven't seen like the other like the apostles, like we haven't seen the other apostles power or whatever, but like you could easily, some of them can like, I wonder what their shape is like, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah,
they could easily be hands too, you know what I'm saying?
the Archbishop of, was it Gluttony? The Archbishop of Gluttony is, no, it's not Gluttony. Not Gluttony. It's thinking
Of greed.
not Greed. Greed. Yeah, his seems to like be a shield sort of thing.
Hmm.
It could be a hand.
Yeah, well, yeah,
The
yeah, I don't know, like, and I think you also said like it could be like guns, or like a gun like thing too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It could be a, yeah, I think you're right. It could be a gun. And then the demon of melancholy seems like it could be a hand as well.
Yeah,
Uh
which caught the uh the archbishop of greed really believes in the Second Amendment. Real big Second Amendment fan. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I think like that'll be revealed as we, if this show gets a third season, because I don't think it'll be revealed in this run, if that makes sense. Okay. I guess one other thing before, I don't know if if you have anything else, but before we go into predictions, one other thing I wanted to say is like I watched the break time before. I think I talked to you about this outside the podcast. And the break time is mainly just Ram talking mad shit to Otto, and then she's kind of like, he seems like a good guy, I think.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't know. I don't know if that's like a hint of a ship, but I'm betting someone on the internet has already shipped it. So
Rule 34.
yeah, uh,
Is that the rule?
it's one of them rules. You gotta learn the rules of the internet. Rules number one: don't fuck with people on the internet. I'm just joking. That's like the opposite of that rule. Is like rule number one.
Well, that's rule number two. Don't you can fuck with anybody except 4chan, K-pop fans or Beyonce fans.
Those are people you don't want to fuck with on the internet. If you value your life. Do
Yes.
you have anything else you want to say before we go into predictions?
No, I think I think I'd really approve of that ship. I think that would be really
Yeah, I think it would be a cool ship. But yeah, it would be a way healthier ship than the turd ship that I think she was in.
yes.
uh, but yeah, let's go to the palace of speculations and predictions.
Yeah. Man, we've been doing a lot of speculations already. It's a weird mix of like when we move into the speculation place
Yeah,
and when we're recapping
like
or
like the speculation palace is like where we really have to turn in our assignment, but like everything before that is just like us saying like, yeah, we're gonna do a good job on this. We're not gonna wait till the last the last minute, but the prediction is like actually what we actually turn in.
yeah. It's like the first 30 minutes is just like the long lawn that leads to the palace of speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah, speculations. I I'm going really hardcore for this Yandere Emilia uh arc. I think that would be really cool. I think we're gonna see like whatever Emilia learns or sees in this like apocalypse is I think maybe gonna only lead to her being way more possessive of Subaru.
Mm.
I'm hoping to a point where she is like murderously possessed.
I
Like
wanted to get to the point where it's like if Subaru gets a scratch on him, everyone dies.
yeah, yeah. What's the name of the princess or the king? What are they called? What is the name of the people that are like qualifying to become the king?
um, the the other participants. I know what you're talking about, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
when the participant with the green hair shows up and says like something like moderately nice about Subaru, she like immediately.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. Also, I think we're going to delve more into Gluttony's like desire for human connection. Or I think we're going to learn a little bit more
Gluttony.
about like not gl-
Uh,
not gluttony. Sorry,
greed. Echidnas.
greed. What is the difference? That guess not. Uh, I don't know. Does want for emotional connection? Maybe even we'll have an actual arc change for her. We might even she might not be the villain that we thought we were gonna have
Hmm.
because it's just gonna be Emilia.
You know,
uh,
I
uh,
can start actually liking Echidna without feeling bad.
yeah, I, Emilia kind of reminds me of Jean Grey from X Men
Hmm.
when Jean Grey turns into the Phoenix,
Yeah.
and Superheroes may eventually have to make the decision like, do I let her live or does she gotta die?
Oh. You know what his decision is gonna be. His decision is gonna be always gonna be let her live because he simped for her. Number one and number two. Even if his decision wasn't that, he will not win this fight. One hundred
Yeah,
percent.
yeah.
He will lose
I,
that fight.
I just don't see them us keeping the same sort of progress that we built on their relationship
Hmm.
this season. I I, I can't help but believe they're gonna immediately tear it down by the end of the season.
Hmm. Yeah. I guess for my predictions, I'm not gonna go straight full yandere like you're deciding. I do think we're gonna see even more of a shift of Amelia's personality, and I think it's gonna happen when she does the third trial to see the future, and that's where I think where that the episode is gonna start off at, and I think the future is gonna be really really good, but I think the thing that's gonna bother her is that people are missing in it. Right? She's gonna be king. Everything's fine. Roswell has his dream. The people are freed from the ice, but like people died and people are missing because of it. Right? And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what's gonna bother her. Um, maybe we get to like I'm hoping we get to figure out more about like Echidna, maybe about Emilia's parents and relation and family, like real family. Uh, I think Subaru and the others are I think Subaru is gonna try to pull off some stuff using his like his hands or whatever to like hold off the guilty love.
Guilty low.
Guilty love. He's going to like get everybody to the room into like the secret passage or whatever, and then he's gonna have to stay to like try to fight it off. I think he's not gonna get too far, and right before he's about to die, we get a scene with Beatrice kind of like rethinking about what Subaru says and stuff like that, and she's gonna come out and kind of save him from getting mollywopped again. And I think Frederica and Garfield are going to have to like do something together to get away from or fend off the two assassins, Ursula and Millie. I think
Melee, yeah.
yeah, Millie. I don't think they can beat him on their own, because Garfield's holding his own right now, but he's definitely not like a clear cut winning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess that's my prediction.
And we know that Elsa. We really don't know Elsa's full power because she seems to have survived everything.
We just
She's like a cockroach.
Yeah, we know she has a cloak that you can throw magic at, and it could look like she kills her, but it doesn't. That's the only thing we know, and then we know she really good at not die.
Yes, very good at not dying. Had the equivalent of this world's nuclear bomb. Basically, had dealt with like the equivalent of this world's nuclear bomb. It survived.
Yeah. She survived that. That was only season one, right? She lived through
Yeah.
through that shit, and that shit was ridiculous.
I mean, I don't think they didn't get the full blunt of the blast because I think he used what is his name? What is the name of the guy?
Red hair Jesus.
Red haired Jesus. Red haired Jesus.
He didn't use his
used
sword. He can't. I don't
his-
think he can use his sword for some reason.
Yeah, he didn't use a sword. He just used a separate sword to like for that attack. So he hasn't. We haven't seen the full blunt of his nuclear attack,
Mm.
but she still survived a pretty harsh one.
Yeah. That seemed like very like final flash. You should be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like if Goku dropped a spirit ball,
Yeah.
a spirit ball. I mean, I said a ball.
Yeah. How dare you fuck that up?
Yeah.
Spirit ball.
I
Spirit
can't be a
bomb.
true anime fan.
Watch someone watch this is the first comment we get. Someone's like, actually, in Japanese, it's not called spirit bomb, it's called spirit orb. Or something stupid like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be interested to know. Yeah, if it is called something else in Japanese, in a literal translation, I'd be really interested to know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Make sure you put the kanji too, because I really like learning kanji.
Remembering the kanji.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, if you somehow listen to all this, congratulations, you have best the algorithm. Thanks for listening to us, and we really appreciate you listening to Random Talks. If you have any theories or comments, or like just have something you want to say, throw it down in the comments. I'd love to see it or hear it. Do you have anything to say, Roscoe?
Lick that like button and subscribe, people. I don't know how difficult it is. Anyone could do it. All you gotta do is take your tongue, put it to your screen, and lick that.
Please don't lick thumbs. Especially.
Yo, I want to start not recommending it now. That would be really fun.
What?
Don't lick that like button. Reverse psychology. Lick it.
Don't lick the thumb. But if you would like to like the video, like the video. If you don't.
And if you also want to lick that like button, imagine that it's like it's like when Elsa and her blades, you know, and the thumb is a bow. Like, you know how like Elsa licks, like whenever she'll like lick
Just
the
be
blade.
passionate about your work.
Yes, if you do a job that you like, you never work a day in your life. Smash that button and subscribe.
Said like a true YouTuber.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Oh man. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for watching again. And thank you for listening to Random Talk. And thank you, Roscoe, for talking with me. You alright? Hope everything goes well, and you guys take it easy.
Peace.
I'm probably planning to do a little Wanna today. And some memorized stuff today based off of like how it goes.
Yeah, I gotta do my like big bio. So like with I'm started using like I'm using like an analog version of Anki.
Hmm.
So I have like literal flashcards set up in like a way like the basically like an analog version, and I have like all my like uh like my bi-weekly ones due today. And I'm just looking at them, man. It's like it looks like a money phone. It is a money phone worth of flashcards. I'm super intimidated.
No, you just gotta, you know, it's probably as real as as a lot of these people's money phones nowadays.
If I just put $1 over top of them, no one would know the difference.
Oh
Hello,
jeez.
who's this?
Um, I really like the JC line. It's like you put in money into the ear. That's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here.
That's a pretty good line. Three, two, one. Let it rip.
Blade. Did you clap?
Good because I just realized I had my headphones unplugged, so my audio might have a bit of distortion. And I keep getting texts. Shut up. I don't know if she said she was crying. Meanwhile, she's sorry. I'm getting I lost the plot, not the passion for the novel.
Yeah, you did.